GD tool is yet to open, as you can see it right now. I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see the screen.
Okay. So in Ab Initio, when I say Ab Initio, it is just one tool. It is a combination of multiple tools. Okay. One tool is available for running a graph. One tool is available to development. One tool is there to work as a repository, or one tool is there for to allow the business people, the business analysts to develop the code. As you know, the business analysts, they are totally less technical people. They do not have holds any any technicality what they understand in the spreadsheet. So how it is easy for them to develop the code. That tool is available. I'll come to that part, little later, that I'll explain you in detail that what each tool does. Okay. And this is the course content what I'm going to cover in this 30 hours of course. And before saying that 30 hours, it is not there is no stringent timelines of 30 hours. Okay. What I do, like for my existing people, I do try to complete 30 hours. In case I definitely sure that it is not going to complete 30 hours. It may take 35 hours because the query and the concerns, query, not concerns, the query are, they, after the clarification, it may take some little more time. I don't mind to extend it 30 to 40 hours. But
Okay.
in case you still have some doubt, we arrange some weekend classes, only one weekend classes to cover it up, to go through whatever the doubts that you have. Okay, I'll cover it up. I'll combine all the people, whoever has some doubt or something. I combine those people and arrange one class. Okay, and wherein I'll take up all the doubts and I'll try to answer it. Okay, this is my timing part. How much time is gonna take, and what are the, first I'll tell you why it is an ETL, the key features available in Ab Initio, how complex, how does it help the business, how complex applications are built in Ab Initio, what are the tools that we have in Ab Initio, then the how Ab Initio run. When you run a graph, when you run any code in Ab Initio, so how does it run in when you, how the deployment process is running, how what is the master process, what is agent process, what is how does it behave, how does it talk to the Unix environment, how to talk to EME, how to establish the connection. I'll tell you that is the basic part. Then I'll tell you how to develop the code. What is DML? In, as you know, in Oracle we have a DML concept that is called the data manipulation language. Here it is here we consider them as metadata. The data, the table structure that you create, right? You have to create, while creating a table structure, you have to provide the table name of the field name, whether it is a worker, whether it is a decimal, right? So likewise, while designing the code, you need to read a file. First, you have to tell what type of data type it is, that particular field. So that information we call it as DML here. Okay. So while reading one input file, so what are the components that we have available? So I'll show you here. Just replace it. Then it's done. I cannot hear you.
Will this be hands-on training?
Yes, we definitely have hands-on training. I'll share you the software as well to do have some hands-on. Yeah, definitely. That is the main aim. I mean, that is my training is very different from the other people. Okay, I don't give them the training classes. I just provide them the real-time classes. Okay, whatever that I am using, whatever the, suppose you go and get a chance to work in Ab Initio, what is the first thing you have to do? What are the real times? How to make sure that what are the minimum things you want to do? Because if you suppose what I feel like, people uh, learn ab initio from any institute, but when they enter into a company to work in ab initio in real time, they really struggle. Okay, you easily find them out that okay, this guy has not worked on, but I make sure that my students, they won't give any chance to, they don't give anybody a little room for doubt, or for any room for suspect. So that's the my way of training. So you feel free that at the end of the course you feel like, okay, I am a real time class, I can do anything. Okay, that is my ultimate aim. And also it depends upon you how fast you are taking, what are the tasks that I am giving, how completely you are delivering it, because it is your career only. Okay. Anyways, coming to the points, what are the component I am going to cover? Okay. So this is my input table component, output file component, lookup files. So what are the different files that I am going to cover? Then the transformation component. In the transformation component, what are the tools? What are the components that we have? We are going to cover. This is the partitioning component. This is one of the best feature in ab initio that you don't find any in ETL tool. Okay, the partitioning is one of the tool why ab initio is very famous and why it is very popular among all the ETL tool. Okay, thing is how to create a one partition, one big file into small file, and how to process it independently. That is the one M. Input table component, likewise you have input file components. Okay, so likewise you have input table component. In input table you can connect to Sybase table, Teradata table, a DB2 table. You can connect to Oracle table. Take any Oracle name, DB table it is configured. Okay, and how to do that I'll tell you. And after that we'll go for some miscellaneous components wherein you have to, I'll tell you what are these components, then how to transfer the files from one server to another server, and these are some validated components, how to validate records, how to validate files. Those are the those we are going to cover it. And the sort group, what is sorted in the group, what is partitioned by key unsort, we'll cover it. Yes. Once it is done, then it is not like I'll cover it. Go by this. Whenever I get a chance, I'll give you maximum real-time scenarios. Okay. And at the end, I'll tell you how the deployment is done in ab initio, how the migration is done in ab initio, how to create some while developing the code. What
Yeah.
are the things you need to consider?
How much of
Okay,
Unix?
how to check in and sorry.
How much of Unix knowledge do we need for it? Basically.
It is tightly. Believe me, it is tightly linked with in Unix. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it requires. It will be good if you have good knowledge in Unix, but that doesn't mean that if you have 50% or 30 to 40% of knowledge in Unix, that will be fine. That will be suffice
Okay. Yeah.
because it is linked to Unix very tightly.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I'm from a Microsoft background. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. No. I'll tell you. I'll tell you some few commands in Unix. Okay, and I'll tell you some basic knowledge, okay, in Unix. But beyond that, if you want to take it, if you want to gain more and more knowledge in Unix, then it is up to you. Because in 30 to 40 hours class, definitely I'm not going to cover it fully. But I'll take one or two classes. I'll
yeah.
take one or two classes in Unix. That what is Unix and basic commands that will help you to understand what is the architecture and how to write a shell script. Okay, what are the Unix command that we have? So I'll make sure that you get that knowledge.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
that is not a drill. So I'll do that.
So
So this is what we are going to cover it.
all right. So the question here is like, how are we? If we going to start the classes, when can we start the classes?
Yeah, you can start classes every day 7:30 or 7 o'clock. As for I think 7 o'clock will fine for you.
Yeah, 7 o'clock is your time, right? You're 7 a.m. My 8 to
7,
yeah.
right, 7 a.m. my timing, 7 a.m.
When can we start? Where,
Tomorrow, if you want today, I can start it today itself. If you want to let me explain you instead of demo, if I can start the real time, it's okay. You just have to confirm me. It's all okay with me. Okay. You just take first class instead of demo. I'll better to give you the real time scenario right away. Okay. I mean it's up to you. In the next class you decide. Okay. Whether I'll go for it or no, I'll back out. Okay. So the things that you can see. So before that, the people come to me and they are very curious to know that please in the first class let me know what are the component, develop everything. So from the trainer perspective, I just must suggest you must know that what is the basic thing in ab initio. Without knowing these basic things, how could you go and develop the graphs?
yeah,
Developing graphs is very right. But without knowing what are the tools that ab initio provides, without knowing that, how could you jump into the deep level, right? That is the first question. So let's start the class without any delay. Okay. So yes. So as you can see the screen, uh, sorry, yeah. As you can see it here, this is the complete. It's not complete. There ab initio provides many tools. But as a developer, you at least have access to GDE, EME, and the COPE. I'll tell you. No, don't worry. These tools. These are the tools. The red color ones are the tools, and the cooperating. The blue one is the software which understand the ab initio code and runs it. If you have some little knowledge on this, if you analog, it is analogous to the Java. In Java, you have to develop the code in one environment that is called the JDK,
correct.
and you have to run that code in another environment that is called the JRE, the Java runtime environment, right? So similarly, we have the similar concept here in ab initio. Okay, you separately don't have to do anything. You develop here, run it here itself. Everything will be taken care in backend itself. It will connect to cooperating system, and I'll tell you how. So what is cooperating system basically? Okay, the ab initio, why ab initio is very famous. It has many key features. Today, if you go to any market, ab initio among all the ETL tools, it comes as number one tool. Why it is? What are the key features that are available in ab initio that makes it very popular? And it is ruling the all the ETL tools. Okay, why it is so popular? Why it is so expensive? The main thing why the ab initio is popular because of its key features, and why that is not popular among the corporate world because it's expensive, very expensive. Okay, the ab initio corporation does not bring their price down. They know that what is their potential in the market. If somebody wants to use it, they don't have any second choice apart from the performance that you can get in ab initio. You cannot beat that performance any ETL tool. Be it Informatica, be it a data stage, be it the Microsoft ETL tool, nothing can beat it. The performance that you get in ab initio, and development is more faster, and the debugging is more faster. And whenever you developing any code, the testing is the area which takes a massive time to perform the testing. But and okay, so why it will take maximum time? Because debugging is very essential. While debugging the code, it will take 2 to 3 hours of time to find one issue. But in ab initio, the debugging is just a matter of time. Just on the click, you can identify. Oh, it is. Oh, where is the age? You can easily find out the data issues easily. How? I'll tell you one thing. But before that, I just wanted to give you all the knowledge. Okay. What is co-operating system? The co-operating system is an operating system only. It is similar to operating system which takes care of only administrative jobs. It
Okay.
is like an operating system. It is the life to the administrator. It is the life. It gives life to the administrator completely. Before running, these are the surrounding, the red one, the surrounding tools. But administrator, this is the software. This is the actual software. But these are the clients. These are all clients. Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Uh, we can say core processor.
Core processor, exactly. This is the core processor. Without installing the software, do you think suppose without installing the Oracle database, do you think the Oracle client is going to work? No, right? It is similarly work like that. This is the database. This is the heart of an issue. This is the heart of an issue. Okay. Before running any client, you have to first make sure that you are installing the Ab initio cooperating system. Okay. This is the cooperating system. Okay. So what does it do? What does it do basically? It is an operating system. It is the heart of Ab initio. It is the foundation software of all the tools. Without all the tools means this is the foundation. You have to install this cooperating system first. Cooperating system. So it takes care of running all the jobs that you have defined. It validates its any graph that you are building. It is in tactically correct or not. That gets validated by the cooperating system. I'll show you how that manages. Suppose you have executed some job, it go and executes it. Once it gets executed, it returns it back to the client saying it is completed. I mean, it executes it, it monitors it, it controls the behavior of the job, and yes, it monitors everything. It does everything for all the client. You understand the
Yeah, got
basic
it.
part of cooperating system?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the core part. Before that, I'll tell you why this software does. As you know that every software has a home. Every software has a home. It's a Oracle home, right?
Yeah.
Oracle underscore home. It is Java home. Likewise, we have a, let's say, Java home. Every software that has a home, right? But likewise, we have a home for Ab initio. That is called the AB home, Ab initio home. Okay, this is where the Ab initio software are installed. If you can see it, 3.5.2, this is called the Ab initio software. This inside it, there is a bin folder. You can see all the components. It carries large set of libraries. One of the most important thing, it carries the last. You can see on the right hand side, this is the actual GD, the graphical development environment. I'm coming to that point with you right now. You can see on the right hand side, these are all the libraries. It contains all the component. Okay. If you see inside it, these are all contains the component. And who carries all the component? This is nothing but this. It is importing. It is these components are getting imported from this place only. You
Yeah,
can
okay.
see, okay, from this and this carries only. This is carried by the software only, the Ab initio cooperating software. Okay, but once the setup is done, you have to setup is done. That during initial GD, you won't get it displayed here. Once the setup is done, automatically all the components will be visible on the right hand side pane.
GD is running on the Windows, right? Or it's running on the
No, no, GD in Windows only.
GD runs on the on Windows.
Windows, yeah. But it connects to Unix cooperating system. How? Here. You can see they just have to first time you have to establish the connection. Okay. You can see it here. You are saying the cooperating system installed, whether it is in Unix, it is in mainframe, it is in Windows. Okay. I'll come to that part, but first I need to complete that.
System
You
run on
understand?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So the option is provided Windows also. So do you mean that operating system will run on the Windows machine also?
Yeah, it is. It is. It can. But
Oh,
in the corporate world, maximum operating system, I mean, never seen that the operating system installed in Windows. Every
maybe
time I have,
due to the performance results.
yeah, performance reason and security. Unix is fastest, more and security
Oh,
and
okay.
performance is very fast because Windows it does cannot give you that performance what Unix can give. To copy a what 10 GB file, the Unix may take 10 minutes or 5 minutes maximum, but Windows will take 1 hour of time.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll tell you. How. I'll tell you. No worry. Okay. So you understand cooperating system. It carries a large set of libraries. Okay. And what is GD? GD is nothing but the graphical development environment. Graphical. G stands for what it stands for? GD stands for GD stands for graphical development environment. Graphical development environment, wherein it allows the developer to develop the graphs. It allows developer to change the existing functionality. Without GDE, the developer cannot work. Okay, GDE is a client, is a tool in Ab initio which allows the developer to develop the graph for any requirement, to modify the graphs on a suppose you receive one to improve the performance of a graph, to modify the graph, to change the functionality of a graph. Okay, I'll show you one practice. How does it look like? And this is the GDE basically. Okay, and in the GDE you can see file. There are many tabs, and I'll tell you what each tab does. Okay, and if you see there are two parts. This is called the sandbox. Oh, don't worry about the sandbox right now. I want to give you something. This is the tools I want to, suppose I want to develop something, I need to borrow and all the any component from here. You have all the tools you can see. We have the database component, we have the dataset component, then database component, you can take input table, output table component. You can see the input table component, lookup table component, uh, run SQL component, truncate table component. Okay, and in the dataset component, database component, input table, input file, output file, the lookup template, lookup file, read multiple files, write multiple files. These are very important tools. Okay, important files.
Like what version of Ab initio are we using?
We are using 3.2.5.
Okay.
So this is the latest version. The cooperating system is the version this one, and 3.2.7 is the latest version of GDE.
So you will help me in installing the Ab initio on my machine, right?
Yeah, it is not the latest part. Nobody will have the latest version of the GDE, but I'll share you one version which almost have the same thing.
Okay.
It's a later version 1.15 version, but
Okay.
that is compatible with the Windows XP. You have to
Okay.
install the Windows XP in the virtual machine first, then only you have to install that software, and I'll help you how to install that.
Oh, I don't have Windows XP. I have Windows 10 on my laptop.
Because that is compatible with. Do you have the virtual machine? Can you install the virtual machine? On the top of that virtual machine, you have to install the Windows XP.
Virtual machine, I don't have any virtual machine. Mm,
Can we do, because that is only compatible with this thing, Windows XP only, that version. I'll tell you how. Do you have virtual machine that you need to install it? Because there is no way to install it, any other software. That is not compatible. It is only compatible with Windows XP.
mm, Windows XP.
Yeah.
My laptop is Windows 10.
First, what you need to do is you need to install the virtual machine first. Okay, I'll tell you how. Then on the top of the virtual machine, you can install the Windows XP. Okay.
So
Then
on my same laptop, I can do a virtual machine setting.
yeah, you can do it.
Okay. All right.
You can do it. Okay. I'll tell you the procedure how to do it. Huh?
Okay.
One of my students has done the same thing. I'll ask him to guide you as well, so that you will get a same experience what he has done.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
So let's not deviate from you. Okay. So what you understand what is JD is? JD stands for the graphical development environment, which is the uh, uh, client or to develop the graphs. So in terminology, don't worry about the graphs. When I say graphs, whenever you develop any code, okay, so I'll tell you practice. So in ab initio terminology, we don't use code. We have developed the code. We always say that in the ab initio terminology, we always tell it as a graphs only. Okay. So just give me 2 minutes. It is just opening that graph. You can see this is the simple graph. This is the simple graph. Okay. You just have to connect the close and the close. If you want to debug something, go here, enable the debugger. If you want to see, okay, why the record is going here and the record is not going to here, okay, so just because you want to see what are the records are going, you can enable a breakpoint here, okay, so you got it, you the watcher got it now. You can capture that intermediate data. You can capture the intermediate data in the debugger. So once you find out, okay, these are the records are coming to this flow, these are the records coming to this picture, there is something wrong, right? So you can apply the debugger anywhere else. By watching the debugger, you can see, you can view the data. Now you can view the data here itself in the Initio. By seeing the data, you can easily take a decision, okay, these are the data coming to this flow, ideally this should not come. So what is coming, go back to one step back, then start doing the debugger here, like this. So we'll see more on this, the debugger, how Initio is helping identifying the issues very fast. Okay. So this is because of the ab initio's key functionality debugger checkpoint. Supposing ab initio itself in one graph, you want to run certain component phase 1 and certain component in phase 2. The ab initio helps you to run one particular one set of component run in one page, another set of components run in another page. You can easily do it. You can see it here. It is running in 0, it is running in 1, it is running in 2, it is running in 3. You can see it here.
I can
so
see
in
it.
one, you can fragment it. You can fragment it how much time, how many times, or how many pages you wanted to split it. Okay. So you can do it. Suppose saying you are creating a file in page 0. You are creating a file in page 0 and you are using that file in page 1. That is the main use of why we do paging. Why do you need paging? Suppose you are creating a file in the page 0 or page 1. In the next page you are using that file. Then you can easily do that. Right. So I don't know. Do you have some ETL tools experience as you said?
Yeah.
Right. Can you have that achievement in other ETL tool?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So these are the key features that Abhini should do it very fast. They do provide the customer very nice experience that once you do development in Ab Initio, you really don't like to work in any other tool. That is GD that will uh, uh, can say, that is the power of Ab Initio. Okay, anyways, you can see not only debugging, you can create R paging, you can also add the checkpoint. Okay, in the what is checkpoint? Basically, in the checkpoint, once you graph fails here, okay, these are the checkpoints. Back in, you can see page 1 is different. Under the back on the page 1 or page 2, there is a blue color, solid color is there, right? Blue
Mhm.
solid color. That is called the checkpoint. What is checkpoint in Ab Initio? Suppose your graph fails at certain point of time, and after
Mhm.
resolving the issues, you wanted to resume the graph. If
Okay.
you wanted to resume the graph won't, it allows, it asks you whether you want to run from the beginning, from here, or you want to run from the point, let's say it has failed at this point only. You are, okay, these have been completed, these all set are completed, it has failed here in page 2, or page 1 or 2, but page 0 is complete. It has failed in page 1. So you are saying in the, okay, after when you are resuming the graph, you are saying whether you want to run it from the beginning or you want to run it from the point where it gets well. It controls that behavior as well. It gives you an option. It gives you an option whether you want to run it from the point where it has failed, or from the point from the where it has failed, or from the beginning.
Okay.
I don't think these features will be available in any other tool apart from the Venezuela.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the key features that Agent when we'll cover it, we'll see more and more scenarios. What are the scenarios available in Avenue? So those are not there in any other tools. Okay, Agent when we'll cover it. First thing we need to understand. Understand the GD. What is GD? What is GME? GME is nothing but in every tools has its own tracking tools, right? The version controlling tools. Every software has its, it may have or may not have version controlling tool, but every company hires or use the third-party tools to maintain the versioning of the code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versioning code is very, very important for the organization. Something goes wrong, they can revert back to the previous version, right? So they keep, you understand what is EME stands for? EME stands for Enterprise Metadata Environment,
Okay.
okay? What CME stands for? Enterprise Metadata Environment, wherein suppose you develop the graphs, you need to check into the EME. Once the code has been checked in or committed to this tool, it stores all the version of the code that Ab Initio developer develops.
Okay.
Once you develop the code here, okay, I'll show you that. Once I develop the code right now here, I need to check in. I just right click on this, I do click on check in, the code will be checked into the EME. So how it is configured, I'll tell you. You understand? Okay, this is in Windows, and my EME is again in Unix box. That is a remote database. How it is configured? I'll tell you how it is configured. Before check-in, okay, before check-in, you need to make the connection first. Then only you will be able to check in. How to establish the connection? I'll come to there. Huh?
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
So yeah. So what is conductitis? Conductitis says suppose you want to schedule some jobs, okay? Suppose you have developed 4 graphs, okay? Let's say you have developed 4 graphs, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, and D.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say A. It is very common that, in any industry that you wanted to run one after another, okay? It
Sequence.
is
Yeah.
very common, right? Right. Suppose I'll show you that with the help of a shape or something. So that you will better understand it. So, no. Okay, now we have 4 jobs. I wanted to run this job after this job, right? We have to maintain a dependency. We have to create a dependency, right? We are saying this has to go this B. Let's say, let me write it better. B A B C. Now I have 4 jobs. Okay, I want to run job B after completion of A, and C will start after completion of B. Okay.
And D will start after completion of C. Okay.
Yeah. So how to maintain such a complex things in, as I know, you can do it in Abination, in AutoSys, in third-party control tool, right? In third-party scheduling tools, whether it is Control M, AutoSys, you heard of it, right? The AutoSys, Control M, these are the third-party tools scheduling the jobs.
AutoSys, I use it very well.
Yeah, you right. It's scheduling the jobs that it can taken care of, right? But Abination has its own tool to schedule a job. That is called the Conduct ID. This is the tool, sorry. The Conduct ID is a tool which allows you to maintain the dependency, okay? And how much time you want to run it in a day. You can control everything here, okay? It has 2 parts. One is Conduct ID is it's a 2 part. One is scheduling a job. So Abinisu has its own, you can see it here.
So it has a mechanism that if the job fails, it notifies.
Yes, notifies in the sense to when it has failed, it will notify us.
Okay.
You mean to say that, right? You can configure it to whenever the graph fails, it will drop an email. It will send an email to. It will send alert. It will send an alert to all the developers, all the production jobs, all the production people. Yeah, you can do that in Unix itself. Okay, when you are running a graph, I'll tell you, you have to write a wrapper script, and there is a command in Unix to send a mail. That is called using the mailx command. I'll come to that part. Okay, how to do that in production.
Yeah.
There is a mailx command in Unix which will send the email from the Unix to the Windows box, to the email ID basically. In your mailbox, the mail will arrive, whether it is failed, it is pass, everything. You have to write a wrapper script.
Okay.
Okay. So what is BRE? So what is BRE basically? BRE is nothing but the business rule environment. It is a tool, but as you know, there are 2 types of people are working in the development. Once you get the requirement from the business or the business analyst, then you develop the code. You have some doubt, if you have any, uh, clarification. You need more clarification. We are the one who talk to you every time and to get the uh, right understanding of the requirement, right? The business analyst.
Yeah.
Business analysts are the one who give you more and more clarification, more views, more opinion, and more, you can say, more knowledge in that requirement only, right? But sometimes the BA requires to develop their own code. So Abinisu also provides a tool that is called the BRE, the Business Rule Environment. They allow us, this tool allows us, I don't have access to BRE, but this tool allows the Abinisu business analyst to develop the code. Okay?
Okay. So business
They are
analyst
not to work.
here?
Yeah, business analysts, they develop their own code. But it is very graphical in nature, very graphical in nature. You can see it here. They suppose they want to apply some logic. They just have to tick it, untick it. You know, it's very graphical. Very graphical. They don't have to write like, okay, each not null, each null in ab initio. They don't have to write that. You are the developer. You know the code. They don't have to write the once they tick it, internally the code will be developed. Code will be developed. It will apply that condition to this field, first field name and last field name.
Got you.
Okay, we are saying the first field should not be not blank. First should not be not null. You can apply it. Okay, the first name should not be null. Neither it should be null, nor it should be blank.
This is a metadata.
So, yeah, this is it's a tool. This is called the BRE tool. Yeah, this is a metadata environment tools, but this tool has such information like this, how they are using it. Suppose they wanted to apply, okay, the last name should not be null, but the address field can be, it cannot be null, it cannot be blank, but it can be null, like this. So you can apply, you know, they just have to take it. It allows the business developer to develop their own code, right?
Okay.
So
But
this is how it.
what will they do developing the code, like data migration, or what is that? It's just for requirement purpose.
Yeah, requirement only. Suppose you writing a complex code, right? So what once you this code they write it, it will convert into spreadsheet. A spreadsheet, you understand? It's a simple spreadsheet, Excel sheet. They can write it, they can write everything in Excel sheet, and that tool is so easy to develop the code. You just can't believe it. Okay, because as a pure developer, I can develop ab initio code, but these people cannot understand what is ab initio code. This tool specifically built for them, that how to make productive the business analyst. They cannot dependent on the developer. The developer can start doing the work in the another requirement. At the same time, they can develop the code. They share that logic with developer directly, and combining it, they can run another graph.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what part is left in the basic part. Understand it, so that in the next, what is continuous flows? You know, continuous flows is the one. Okay, continuous flows says that we have two batch. As of now, you might have seen that. You might have seen that you know, whenever you are scheduling a job, suppose in production jobs are running at certain time, they will complete at certain time. That is called the batch jobs, right? In an real time, the jobs run at its own scheduled time based on the data, based on the performance. They may take 10 hours, sometimes they take 11 hours to complete the batch, and that processing is done for that particular day, right? But in continuous batch, okay, we work on all these areas. The continuous approach is the one, it is always up and running. It is always up and running, up and running, up and running. So what is the use of continuous flows then? The use of continuous flows is to process the messages. Okay, as you know, what is the messages then? Message is nothing but the credit card that you swipe in the mercantile machine, or in the EPOS machine or POS machine. Okay, it will generate a message. That message will come to the ab initio server. The continuous graphs will keep on waiting for that particular port. That message will arrive in a particular port in a server, and these graphs will go and check, okay, that message, as soon as that message will arrive, it reads it, that message, validate it, and send it back a response whether the card is valid or invalid and everything. It is done that level of validation. and it runs 24 into 7 into 365 days. Once you started it, there is no way to stop it. Okay, you can stop it, but it won't stop automatically. Kamlesh, you there?
I kept on you on mute. I'm listening. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So what is the continuous flows? It runs in another server, specifically server. It process the different type of message.
Real-time data, right? Real-time data in a real time.
Real time, exactly. The real time events that we get, real time data we get. That is done completely on the continuous flows.
Yeah,
The
suppose
card
from
Swift message.
from
Yeah,
some
yeah.
system, if someone put entry in the transactional system and he want to update his data warehouse simultaneously, he can trigger that data for right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That is completely agree. That is true. That is called the real time events. We can track it.
Okay, got it.
Continuous graphs. Currently, I do work in these areas. I don't have continuous flows. So keys are different. Each tool requires a key. Okay. Each tool, Abinus is very profitable business. Okay. To have keys, I have the key GD, right? The batch grabs to develop the batch grab. To develop the continuous grab, I need another key. They cannot allow to use the one single key to run both the things. Okay. To get a BRE access, they requires another key. Okay. So it's a for each tool you want to access, you require a different BRE key. But I do have access to all of these areas, and okay. And this is what the issue maximum 95% people are working on these areas only. Okay, this entire two areas. This will be very few people, the business analyst people might be working, or the continuous flows. Very less people are working. Now the continuous flows more built in Hadoop things. Okay, but still Abinisu is using Abinisu is being used widely, but in since in Hadoop is more cheaper than continuous flows, so Hadoop is being used.
Okay. The big
Hadoop is being Hadoop is Hadoop. But you will more concentrate on these areas. Okay.
Okay.
So this is you understand. Now I'll tell you that in the Holland
Architecture.
I'll tell you. Yeah, that is what all is about. So I am definitely tell you that. Okay. So this is nothing. Something. Okay. What is ab initio? Ab initio means from the beginning. Okay. From the beginning, when I say how does it best suit for ab initio? Okay. So whenever you are developing any software, you need to consider many facts, many scenarios into consideration. And ab initio has considered everything in the at the time of initial design. That is why the cooperating system. So at the time when they built the ab initio 10 years or 15 years back, okay, that time they did not have all the tools available. Okay, so where it is? Oh my God, it is closed. Is it closed? Okay, I'll open it so that you can understand it. Okay, so whenever they built the first initial version of ab initio, they didn't have the BRE, they didn't have the monitoring tool, they didn't have the data lineage, they didn't have the metadata hub, but they at the time of initial build they consider many scenarios. In future they have a vision like I have to build this. These are the tools. Whether the software that I'm building, the cooperating system that I'm building, will that be enough to survive the rest of the clients? Okay, the BRE. But the time of developing the cooperating system or the designing of the cooperating system, they built everything looking at the future. Okay, I have to make it more powerful. I have to make it more sustainable. That In future also, this cooperating system can handle one system. Why it is called the many application? Ab initio is called as one system, many application. Why? Because the cooperating system is the one can handle any tools that available in ab initio. That anything that is available in ab initio, cooperating system can handle it. This is handled, this is more powerful. Okay, this everything has been designed from the initial beginning itself. That is why it is called as beginning. Beginning means ab initio is designed to support a complex range of applications from the simple to most complex at initial level itself. They consider all scenarios at initial level. Okay, it's a Latin word basically. What do you mean by best beginning, and how does it help? How do you mean by from the beginning? From the beginning says that from the beginning itself we consider large scenarios, large or vast set of scenarios wherein the ab initio is built considering multiple scenarios or multiple real-time scenarios. Based on that only the ab initio has been built. That is why it is called the from the beginning. Are you getting my question, Kamlesh?
Understood.
Yeah, the checkpointing, paging concept, these are all available at initial level itself. The paging that I told you, right?
Phasing, yeah.
And the checkpointing also I told you. I'll describe you in detail level. The parallelism concept, these are only available in ab initio. Okay, and the graphical the GD our customer to get a valuable result from the beginning itself. Okay, from the day one you start getting the benefits using GD. Okay, how to debug the code, how to write the log file, how to maintain, how easy to develop the code. It is very easy. From the simple to complex, you can build it. Everything is graphical. Suppose you are a lazy person, you don't want to write the code. You don't want, suppose the HTML that you are writing here. Okay, it's very easy. Suppose you have, this is called the DML, right? Suppose you want to write, you don't want to write all such. I want to decimal, I have to write this. So ab initio provides two ways of writing the code. One is text view. I am much comfortable writing this code, date, decimal, string. But some people are not comfortable, they are lazy. Then you can go switch to the grid view. Okay, everything is there, just have to choose the right one. Okay, this is the employee ID. You just have to type this part, and rest everything you just have to choose. Everything is there, just have to choose. Okay, we are saying okay, my first field name is the employee ID. Then what is the type of this field? Okay, I want to convert this to some different data type. Okay, you can see the data type here. I want to convert this to some different data type like strings. Your string here. Okay, what will be the this thing pipe delimited or the fixed length BML? So you put it here. Okay, so data type, date of gender, anything you can change it here. Suppose you want to tomorrow you want to say, okay, I need to add one field. I need to add one field that is called the salary field. Just have to write here, choose from the decimal. Where is decimal? DE should be there. Here it is decimal. Okay, we are saying it should be pipe delimited. Come to the right hand side page. Okay, it is a nullable field. It is a non-nullable field. Okay, you know what is null and nullable field, right? It can be null, it can be not null. You are saying it can be null field. No issues. If you receive null values, the graph should not fail. But it's not nullable field. Null means true means nullable. You can receive a nullable value. What is the default value? Suppose you want to say the default value in case I am not receiving any value for this field. Let's default value 1000 or 10,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I go and convert into text view, everything you can see it here. You don't have to write all such code. You just have to choose it, everything will convert into code. Like the way the Avenue DREs work, sometimes it works like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the default value. Now this field is nullable field, it can accept a null. And whenever this is null, it will become 1000 default value
Okay.
for that field. Okay, so these are the features that is available in Avenue GDE. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where you are using, where Avenue focus on moving the data. So currently we are into data migration. So we are migrating the data. In the migration, you deal with the large volume of data.
Yeah.
You deal with the large volume of data that right. So while moving the data, we need to use Avenue and to get maximum performance. To get maximum performance, you are using this very highly scalable, highly performance tool. Scalable means what? At the initial, suppose you have 10,000 records, okay, and you process it in 5 minutes. And day by day, as and when the with the period of time, as data grows,
Yeah.
your graph may not give the same performance what it used to give at the initial level, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Abhi needs to make sure that you get the same performance. How? By utilizing the parallelism concept of the initial. Suppose at the initial time you have two-way partition, means you received 1 million record. You partitioned into two files. You get the right performance. Okay, it takes at least half an hour to process it. Now after 5 months down the time, 5 months down the time, you receive 10 million record. 1 million record you used to get, now you receive 2 million record. Now the two-way partition cannot survive, it cannot give you the same performance. Now you convert into four-way partition, from two-way partition to four-way partition. Now the data will split into four partitions. Instead of two partition, it will become four partition. Now once the data gets partitioned to four-way partition, it can again give you the same output what it used to give at initial level.
Mm-hmm.
We will see how to do that. Partitioning concept, we have the partitioning concept in Initio. We have to split the data from 1 million to how, you have, let's say you have received one single file, how to split one single file into multiple files. That is called the partitioning in Initio. Are you getting
Okay.
me?
Right,
One
right.
set of program, right? So one set of program that I have written to process a single entire file, obviously it is going to take time. Suppose if in case you know the multi-thread component in C or C++ or Java.
Parallel.
So so this is exactly the same.
Parallel processing.
So this is not the server processing. This is exactly in the file processing. Server processing is different. Here is something is different.
Parallel processing.
Exactly. The data parallelism concept is you have the ability. So it's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is not like you have to write thousands of lines of code to achieve the multi-threading. At initial career, when I joined as a fresher, that time my team, although I was not working in that particular developing the team, I was a part of that team. You literally have to write a thousands and thousands of code to achieve the multi-threading concept. Believe me.
Yeah.
And I really screwed off writing this code. I mean, I was a very junior class, and all the senior people developed it. I was just working as a part-time developer there. But believe me, I really get confused to write the code in C, how difficult it is. But
Yeah.
in Abinese, you can do it in fraction of time. Believe me. Okay, that is one of the why Abinese is very famous. Okay, coming to here, so applications where it is not only applied in data warehousing. It is applicable in batch processing. It is applicable in quick stream analysis, real-time analysis that I told you, that continuous process, data movement, I told you data migration, the same thing data transformation. So data transformation, how big logic it is, does not compromise the performance of the graph. It does not, you have you have not seen how complex graph, I'll tell you, I'll show you some real-time graphs, okay? It's very complex logic we have written, but you will still get that the same performance instead of getting the performance won't get degraded. Okay, you'll get the same performance. Okay, so it can be implemented in one CPU or multi CPUs. I hope you understand it better. What is network of CPUs? With an example, this is called the multiple CPUs. Okay, one computer having multiple CPUs. Okay, what is network of CPUs? In a network, suppose in a server, you have multiple CPUs, multiple computers, right? So, okay, so it also supports this sort of networks of users. You can run ab initio here, and the files will be created here and here and here. While you are creating the multiple files, the multi-file concept, one serial file will be arrived here using ab initio code. You can create the files in this machine. You can create the file another machine. You can create another file in another machine. This is the powerful. Okay, this is the parallel. You can create the file in one machine, or you can create into multiple machines. How I'll tell you. Okay. So this is the also supports the network of networks machine. That it is one network of machines. Here is network of networks of machines. Okay, this all ab initio. This is again data transformation where ab initio is used. Okay, parallel sort, reversing operated data, parallel execution of the application. What is most important is ab initio architecture. Okay, here is you can see the ab initio architecture is. Come on, just a moment. Okay, so you can see this part, right? Operating system is the life, it gives life to the computer. It gives life to the computer, right? This Unix, Windows or mainframe system. Ab initio can be installed on the top of it, right? So you can see it is a Unix environment, and on the top of the Unix environment, I have installed this software, right? This is the ab initio software which is installed on the top of the Unix system. And this is the ab initio software. This software, ab initio 3.2.2.5 the operating system, and this is the latest version 3.2.5.14 patch. This is the patch number 2, the last one. Everything is same. The last one is different. This is the latest version that is called the 3.2.5.14. Okay, this is the application of version. Okay, so to understand that part I was telling you what I was telling you last week. Yeah. So you compare this one, and what is native operating system? The native operating system is nothing but either it is Unix, Windows, or the mainframe system. On the top of that, you have to install the co-operating system. Okay, ab initio co-operating system. Once the co-operating system is installed, it is, as you told you, it carries large set of components, libraries, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it brings the libraries here. I just had shown you. Okay. So inside bin folder, you can see all the components here only. All the components. So God, what is happening? Very slow. And user defined component. it allows you to define the user component itself, user defined components. So uh, in continuous graphs, you have a universal, you have a universal publisher and the subscriber. Okay, it allows the user both you go and develop. Suppose you are master in Ab initio, or suppose you are very strong in C, C++ or Java. Okay, it allows you to to run the code here itself. Okay, suppose you have written the code in C, C++ or Java. You can define your own code instead of using the Ab initio code. You can define your own code there. You can create and store that in there itself. You can use them later. You can make it, you can develop the code, you can publish the code, and everybody in your team can use this component. Okay, so that is called the user defined component. So what is third party component then? Third party component, if you see it here, the third party tools. What are the third party tools that we have? If you see the connector of the graph, okay, these are the tools that Ab initio provides. Okay, the tool, the components that Ab initio carries it, but the connector, there is another component comes under the connector. Whatever the graphs coming under the connector, they consider that these are the third-party tools. Okay, the Teradata, Sybase, PowerPoint, they consider them as the third-party tools. And okay, if you come to here, Teradata, what are the tools? I mean, database component, you can easily connect it there itself. You have the database component here. But what are the third-party tools? They have one way of saying that under the connector, what should be the things. Suppose you need to write the spreadsheet. You need to write the data into database. Sorry, the spreadsheet. You can write that in the interchange. It is coming under interchange. So in the connector, means these are the third-party tools that Ab initio cannot can handle it, but they consider them. These are the third-party tools. Okay, third-party tools. I'll tell you one example. The SAP, Salesforce, SAS, Salesforce. It can easily connect to any database. Okay, Ab initio can talk to any database. SAS, third-party tool. Salesforce is a third-party tool. Mainframe, it can connect to mainframe. Currently in my project, we talk to Salesforce.
Okay.
Currently we are dealing with the cloud. We are dealing with the cloud. In my previous organization, we were dealing with the SaaS. Okay, how to read the data from the SaaS? It provides a SaaS component. Okay, SaaS component. It provides a SaaS component, and the Salesforce, you can see the SaaS component here. It provides how to write the data in the SaaS, how to read the data in the SaaS, how to update the data in SaaS. The same, similarly, we have the Salesforce component as well. The Ab initio provides how to write the data into Salesforce, how to reset the password in Salesforce. Okay, uh, you can see it here. This is one Salesforce. Okay, the Salesforce utility. This is Salesforce, how to write into data into Salesforce, how to read out, how to pull the data. It is based on the internet. As you know, the Salesforce is a cloud, right? The cloud, how to pull the data from the cloud, what sort of, while writing the data into cloud, it is not, doesn't work like a database. It works like internet. You have to send a request, you get some response. Then you transform the response to get the actual visual output. Okay, viewable output that will make sense to the client. That we do. We converting, we send a request, we get the outputs, we are converting into CAD files, from XML to CAD files. So that everything is done as a part of the Ab initio corporation has already built a lot of components. You don't have to worry about typing the Salesforce. You just have to, you know, I'll show you one graph here. Okay. So you can see this graph, this component is provided by the administrator is equal to the component. You can write the data into Salesforce using the right Salesforce subject. You can see the right Salesforce subject here. Right? You just have to drag. It's a new graph. You just have to drag. It will become here. Then you have to start. You have to connect some input files here. Whatever the data you want to write, it will go and write the data into Salesforce. Okay. So correct what I'm doing. I'm connecting the reading source file and passing that data into the Salesforce. It will writing the data. In case it is successful, it will go to here. If it is not successful, it will come to here. Okay, that means that some error has occurred. This successful means it will go to here. Okay, so what I was telling you, I diverted. So these are the third-party components. These are the considered that these are third-party tools. Okay, how to build.
But it's provided by Ab Initio itself, right? It's not like we have to.
No. Ab Initio provides already. Has already provided all the components to deal with the Salesforce, SaaS, SAP. SAP is only one thing also. SAP has they provide all the tools how to deal with the files, SaaS. So they have already provided. You don't have to, you know, spend more time in developing it because it is very time consuming, right? So Ab Initio has already developed it. You just have to drag and build it. So you get a faster response. Your development will be complete very fast. Your testing will be complete fast. Your entire development end to end will be completed very fast way. That is why everybody is adopting. This Ab Initio. Anyways, okay. So once it is done, then there is a concept of this is called all about the cooperating system. Okay, I told you what is cooperating system. There is a tight link between the GDE, EME, and the cooperating system. What is EME? EME stores all the version of the code, right?
Enterprise meta environment something.
Enterprise metadata environment. You always internally this GDE always link with EME and the cooperating system. You develop something in GDE, you have to check in here. And how you have to develop it? How that get validated by the cooperating system? How you are going to develop in GDE? So graphical is allowed the user to develop the graphs. Once the graph is developed, whether you have to run it, that when you run it, internally go and check it. I'll tell you tomorrow, suppose you have time and you will say yes, then tomorrow I'll tell you how it is getting transported to cooperating system, how that communication is happening to cooperating system, how that graph get validated and run by cooperating system, and it is responded back to GD saying that the graph is completed. Okay, once graph is done, you have to check that into the EME, how that connection establishment is done. Okay, that I'll tell you tomorrow. Is that fine?
Fine.
Okay, one session actually, I have to go to office. One session is not enough for me to tell you everything. Yeah?
All right. Tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yes, same time will start it. It's same time will start. Yeah?
Okay.
Understand? So GD, I'll tell you how I'll tell you in, it's very fast actually. In one session you can cover up everything. But yes, tomorrow I'll tell you that how the GD is tightly linked to cooperating system and tightly linked to the EME. Once you develop the graphs here, then that has to be run. That run part is taken care by the cooperating system. If there is any error or something, that won't get validated. Okay, and once it is get validated, now your time has come to check that in. The development time is done. Then you have to check that into the EME, and EME is a remote location. Okay, it is totally a remote location. Everything happens remotely. But cooperating system is local to you. You can view it, right?
Yeah.
You cannot delete or remove the data directly not here. There is a way to remove the data, um,
So,
you can go, yeah, sure.
so the EME can reside on a separate server, is it?
Yeah. CM is a separate server.
Okay. And
You
GDB
can see it here.
separate server and cooperating system on a separate server, right?
Yes, cooperating system separate server. It's usually local to you. Okay, you have access, and there will be you have access. Sometimes the people have access.
Within the same network where the machines are accessible. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Same network. I'll show you. Suppose my EME is this is my EME. Okay, I can access it because I have access. And some people have access. Some people may not have access. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is now. If you can see, post time here. This is my EME server now. Okay, but how to access the object in EME? There is a command called AR command to access all the object remotely. Ability provides a command called AR command to access all the object from remote EME.
Okay, this is
To access all
Air.
Ability command, AR command, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to see all the same graphs in this project, okay, I'll show you how to get it. This is my EME location. Okay, my EME location. I just have to do ARLS, this one, and NP. Under the NP folder, all my graphs are present. All my code is present. Okay, so the branch is not set. You just have to set the branch. Every AR branch is equal to dev. Now you have to run the same command. You can see all the graphs here. Graphs means it is ending with MP. I'll tell you when I start covering the start MP, what is the extension of MP. Okay, each graph you develop, one extension with BML. Okay, one is MP, what is KSS, what is dot SQL, what sandbox is, what project is. I'll cover it up in the next page. Okay, but you can access all the EME object, whatever the version. Okay, suppose I want to see what is the each version of the code. Okay, you have a AR object version code. Now what happened? Okay, AR object version. Suppose you want to see all version of this code. You go to here. You can do same everything using this code. It will give you all the versions who are checked in, when it has checked in happen, everything it will give you. Or when the checked in happen, what is the version of code, okay, who has made the changes. It keeps tracking of all the version. Okay.
Got it here. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So you understand the basic, at least basic. Tomorrow we'll start at little level. Okay, since due to time constraint. Okay, so possible to cover it one day, but I promise you I'll cover it each and everything. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Indrajit.
Thank you, Kamlesh. Thanks a lot, and have a good night.
You too have a
good day. Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean that. Yeah. Are you okay with that? We can start it tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, let me talk to Ashwini and finalize the fees and all, and then I'll start. Okay?
Definitely. Thank you, Kamlesh. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Kamlesh, do you want me to call